Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Asra, I have received your rough draft. So there are few things to be amended. Okay. I'm just taking you to the main screen. Here. At least you should write 4 paragraphs here. Okay. These are hints. Let me magnify. So let me take you. Yes. So elaborate your problem. Background of the problem means that you should mention number one, you should highlight BS students because this is your population. So write about BS program in colleges and talk about what type of academic writing students have to do. Like you can mention BS students have to write assignments, okay, exam text, exam papers, proposals, research papers, etc. They have to write. So you can say that they have to write a lot of academic writing, okay. So this writing contains many errors. Okay, now you need to elaborate errors, types of errors. You must mention, explain, there are errors related to content, okay, like they are unable to organize their information. So this is known as rhetoric, okay, rhetorical errors. Rhetoric means that the arguments cannot be developed properly in a composition. So our students don't know how to develop an argument. So this is also kind of error. This is known as error related to discourse or rhetorical error. Second error is that they can't format their document template. Like if they are writing an essay, if they are writing a formal letter, email, etc., or minutes of the meeting, they don't know different requirements of different genres, okay. So this is known as errors related to format or template or format or design of the structure of the document. Third error relates to language. So language errors are 4 types. You must mention here that these errors include lexical errors, grammatical errors, okay, then vocabulary errors, that is and then mechanical errors. So must incorporate at least 5 paragraphs here, okay. So these are few points which I have mentioned, so you can have a look at them. Then statement of the problem. So statement is not written like this. Statement is actually you should mention first the ideal situation. Like you should say that write up any write-up must have every write-up must be free from all types of errors, and it should communicate it should communicate message and meaning clearly, but and not only language but also the content should be A1. After this is an ideal situation. Now you should mention that currently, BS students are unable to produce good pieces of written composition. So there exists a gap between the ideal situation and the current situation. The purpose of this study is to find out why there is such a gap. So then you can mention that the proposed study will attempt to find out different types of error. Errors will be graded and classified, and then you must also add another instrument. Later on I'll tell you. You can say that an expository essay will be given to students and their error will be measured. So you need to mention all this. Now there is a dichotomy here. You are mentioning that the population will comprise only BS students, but here you are mentioning that data will be collected from 4 colleges. Please rectify it. Okay, now as far as this is objectives should be now I have given a link here, statement of the problem. You should visit my YouTube channel. There is a playlist, research with Rustam or research skills. So listen to all those lectures and come to WhatsApp group and just tell me whether you have got how to write a statement of the problem. It's a technical thing, so you need to learn it. This is a very short feedback, 15 minutes feedback, so you should listen to this feedback as well, and then you must visit my YouTube channel and listen to my lectures on how to write statement of the problem and how to prepare a proposal. Okay, now objectives should be smart, that they should be measurable and achievable. So here these objectives need to be redefined. Like you can say to find out to identify the errors, it's okay. Now to find find out which errors, to find out different types of errors and segregate them. Okay, uh, there are so many other errors. Objectives can be 5, 6, 7, but these objectives need to be redefined and restructured. Okay, hypotheses are based upon objectives. So if you have got 5 objectives, your hypothesis should be the same. Like you can say one of the objective is to find out whether male population makes more errors or female students, or you can say to find out now you also should mention whether English language students will be part of the study or other departments as well. Like you have mentioned 4 colleges, so are you going to take as sample only students studying English language from Department of English or other departments as well? If they are from Department of English, you must mention in the delimitation section that only student from Department of English should be part of study, will be part of study. So gender can be mentioned. Okay, you can compare 2 types of errors, etc. So now let's move on. Hypotheses should be according to objectives. Okay, now let me talk about research questions. You don't need to insert research question. However, you can, if you want to insert research question, so research question should not begin with what. Okay, they should be with operators like is, am, are, has, have, etc. Okay, now significance can be rephrased. Okay, and then delimitation, it has to be redefined. So all this is not delimitation. I haven't read your literature review yet. Research methodology, so in you need to correct this one. Okay, then in instrumentation, so you must mention like you need to attach a sample writing task at the end as an appendix. You can mention that this type of essay will be given. Okay, word limit should be mentioned. Time bound test, or what type of test, like 1 hour, 2 hours test, or you are going to tell them to write an essay comprising 300 words. All this need to be mentioned here. Grading rubric, so how you are going to mark the essay. There are 2 ways, whether you are going to use objective marking criteria, are you going to design a grading rubric like mechanical errors, percentage of mechanical errors, total number of total marks you should mention here, like 30 marks essay, okay, 20 marks essay, or 50 marks essay, total marks, and then distribution of marks. Okay, errors, let's say marks for content, quality of content, marks for language, then marks for grammatical accuracy, marks for lexical accuracy. So you need to attach a grading rubric here. You need to mention all this here. Okay, objective or subjective. Subjective means impressionistic marking, like 1 grade is given at the end, or this is known as holistic marking. Okay, now what type of writing tasks? Descriptive writing task, narrative, expository, you should mention here. Okay, and even you should mention types of writing in the introduction section here. In the beginning you should tell the reader that there are 4 types of writing, etc. So all this has to be incorporated. Next, data analysis, you must elaborate it further. Okay, study procedure, again you should write at least 2 paragraphs how you are going to conduct all this. You haven't mentioned time frame, so give time frame here. So how are you going to finish the study? I mean, how much time you will require for all this data collection, data analysis, writing a report, etc. And all this you must mention. Structure of the thesis, so here you should mention that if your proposal is approved, so how you are going to write your complete thesis, how many chapters of the thesis will be there, and what you are going to incorporate in chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 5. Okay, so this is a basic information. Please rephrase it and resend it, and inshallah I'll provide you further guidance. Okay, so try to use A4. Let me check whether you have used. So it is letter, so it should be A4. Okay, and left margin should be 1.25. okay, and so this write up should be 12 times New Roman, space between the lines should be 1.5. okay, so it should be justified on both the sides, and I think please correct it and email back to me, and I'll further guide you. Okay, thank you very much.